that it's loud. It's always loud because I never have time to myself to film. So, but anyways, this is gonna be my September wrap-up video. First, let's say if you guys are new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'm Lori. Welcome to the Chatty Bookworm. If you're new, please subscribe if you want to, and please remember to hit that bell icon so you'll know whenever a video is up for your viewing pleasure. I read 30 books this month. Out of those 30 books, 11 books were physical and everything else was ebook. I'm not going to really tell you what they were about. I'm just going to mostly give you my what I gave it, my ratings. And I'm not going to like go and try to like put insert all of that in there either. I'm just going to show you off the Kindle if it was an ebook. But let me really quick tell you all what it says for my stats and stuff. So let's see, September. Did I DNF anything in September? Yeah, I don't know what one book. According to this, I DNF'd one book. I thought I DNF'd two, but I guess I didn't. I DNF'd 6 Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. I was just really bored with that one. I don't know why that looks so high and I look so low. Usually it's not that high, so I don't know. Go up on my legs maybe a little bit. I don't think that really helps. Oh my gosh. I jumped because Anya jumped. She heard something and jumped. Yeah, so one book I DNF'd for the month. I don't know why I thought DNF something else. Let's see, it said I read 9,873 pages. Most of it was romance, then LGBTQ+, then contemporary, then fantasy, and a little bit of erotica, a little bit of adult, a little bit of sports, and a little bit of mystery. It says 40% was print and 60% were digital. And my average rating was a 4.3. Wow. I know some of these were 6 stars. I'll tell you my favorites as I get to them, because I had like 2 or 3 that were like my favorites, but one was my absolute favorite. I'll tell you which one my absolute favorite was when I get to it. But we're going to try not to do this very long, so... Oh, I gotta turn that back on for all nobody. I'm losing it, you guys. But just in case this takes a little bit, make sure that you guys have something to drink. Because, yeah, we might be here a little bit. And sorry if it gets loud, like I said. Everybody's home. So, let me go all the way to the beginning. Some of these I don't even remember, like, what they were about at all. The first one I read was a physical book, and that was, and all of these I read for Blackathon. So, the first one I read was Morrow by Trisha Wolfe and Byron Weaver. I don't even remember. Like, I read these. Oh, okay, these are the two where they're rival serial killers, but they have one enemy, so they team up to bring down that enemy, and then they start falling for each other. This was a 3.75, 3.75, and I rounded it up to a 4. I thought it was really good. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Then I read That One Night, which I have no idea. I don't remember at all what it was about. But it's by Emily Rath. It's .05 in the Jacksonville Rays. Was that no, I don't think it was a wide choose. I think it was male-female. It was a erotic romance. I read this because I think, yeah, you had to read this before you start pucking around, but I couldn't get into pucking around. That's the other one that I DNF'd. I just forgot to mention that and put it on here that I DNF'd it. But yeah, that one was okay. It was just like, her meeting one of the guys, because it's a Why Choose romance, and it's her meeting the first guy, and then, yeah, they're one time together. And like I said, that's that one right here. It was a 3-star. Then I read the last book in the Their podcast by Riley Hart, 6 freaking ass stars. One of my favorite books of the month. It was so good. September was a good reading month. I had a lot of 6 stars and a lot of 5 stars, a lot of 4 stars, hardly any 3s, or, you know, and if they were 3s, they were more like 3.75, 3.5, you know, where I could round it up to 4. But Charmer, oh my gosh, I love Corbin, and I'm forgetting his name, Spencer. I don't know why I would forget that. That's one of my favorite names. I love their romance. It's like kind of like hate to love, but not really. Maybe more like rival. No, it was more of a misunderstanding than an enemies to lovers. But definitely trigger warnings, because Corbin used to be really fat or chubby, whatever you want to, what term you want to use, and he lost a lot of weight, but he still has a lot of what would you say? You know what I mean? Like a lot of insecurities from when he was, and he like counts calories, he watches, you know, and stuff like that, and he, yeah. And his family, I do not like his family, so be warned. And Spencer is so cute, and they start out as cuddly buddies. That's all they start out as, is just, you know, what's his name, gets drunk, and he goes and talks to him, and all of a sudden they just start to become cuddle buddies, where he would just go to Spencer's house all the time, and they would cuddle. And yeah, and eventually it leads to more. It was really cute. 6 stars. Then I read the next book in the Sinner Sisterhood novel by Lana Pitcherix. The Sinner and the Gunslinger. This is the second book. This one I gave 5 stars. I liked the first book, The Sinner and the Scholar, I think it was, or something like that. A little bit more, so I gave that one 6 stars when I read it late, you know, sometime last year, I should say now, or in this year, but that passed, you know, when was it passed? But yeah, this is, she thought each other thought that the other was dead. And so at first it's enemies, it's friends to enemies to friendship back to love. Yeah, and in these books, the girls are what are considered the sinners, of course, and they aren't nuns, but they are raised they're raised in like a convent or something like that, and then the guys come, and they're supposed to like team up with, each guy is teamed up with a girl, and they're supposed to fight one of the horsemen. So yeah, it was good, but it wasn't as good as the first book, like I said, so I gave it 5 stars and not a 6. Then I read the 3rd book in the Salacious Player Club series, book 3, Give Me More. I want to get more of the books because I really enjoyed this. It was like a 3.75, but I rounded it up to a 4. This was, I don't remember their names, but it was a female, female, I don't know, you know, a little bit of everything. At first it was it was male, female, because they're married, the two are married, and then the husband wants to watch his best friend have sex with his wife. And then it leads to all 3 of them participating, and yeah, it was fun. Then I read another favorite book that was a 6 star, and that is Resurrection, how do you say that word, Reprise? It's a standalone book in the Soulbound series by Haley Turner. This is Spencer, right? Yeah, Spencer and Takamo? I'm not sure how you say his name. I can't find his name. Where are you? Takamo, something like that. He's a vampire, and yeah, and it's their story. It's supernatural, of course. It's hot. It's a lot of fun. Pretty soon, Wade is gonna have a story, which I'm super excited about. But this was definitely 6 stars. It was just a lot of fun. I loved the 2 characters. I thought they were sexy and fun together, and I just love Spencer, and I just love the world, and I just think that Haley Turner can write her ass off. And then I read A Dark and Hollow Star. Let me grab it. By Ashley Shuttleworth. It's the first book, of course, in the Hollow Star series, or saga. How do I explain this? You know what? I'm not even going to try to explain it because we'll be here all day. But it's, there is female, because, and male. So, there's LGBTQ plus rep in here. They're trying, something happens and all of them wind up forming an alliance together to do something. I know I'm explaining it awful, but you know, I just don't want to be here all day. But I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I love the chemistry between the 2 girls. I don't know I'm not sure about the guys. I feel like I don't know enough about the guys yet, and I felt like I know a lot about the girls. It was kind of long, but not overly long, but it was fun. Yeah. With all the taps. Let's see. Then I read, let me move this. I read My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Sheen. I think I gave this one 5 stars. Or maybe I gave it 6. Yeah, I gave it 6 stars. It was so good. Like at first I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this book. I gave it a 3 star at first. I was thinking 3 star, you know, when I first started reading it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is getting good. I think it's gonna be a 4 star. And then I was like, okay, this is good. Now it's gonna be a 5 star. And then that last like 50, 60 pages made it 600 pages. The last 50, 60 pages made it a 6 star. This is Romeo and I forget the girl's name. I'm so bad at remembering names. Romeo, I just know because, you know, Romeo. It says on there. And Dallas. And they're found in a compromising position because of him. He does that for a certain reason. I'm not going to tell you why. And so they have to get married, and it's enemies kind of hate to lovers. I just love this book so much. Like, I was surprised, like, how I went from, like, okay, this is going to be a 3, maybe 3.5 stars, maybe if I'm lucky 4 stars, to a 5, and then finally to a 6, because, yeah. I loved Romeo after a while. It took me a little bit to like Romeo, but once we got, like halfway through, I was like, okay. I still think he's a dick for some of the stuff he does, but I love him. And I love his friends. I hope they get a story because, yeah, I'm super excited if they do. But I think it would be really cool. One of the guys likes her sister, and I just was like, he kind of got on my nerves a little bit because he was like, when is she going to be old enough? When is she going to be old enough? You know, that kind of stuff. So that kind of got on my nerves, but I still liked him. I just don't know if I like him with her. Then I read Groupie, Rodeo, and Moxie, which was a Why Choose Rhodey. I mean, she got, like, she was having so much bad luck, and then she got, like, picked to be, what do you call it? Like, to go backstage and to meet the group, and she becomes a groupie, and she stays on the bus with them. So she has no place to go. So they're like, okay, come on, let's go on the road together. I gave the first one a 3.25. So I rounded it down to a 3. I gave the second one, Groupie was the first one, Rhodey was the second one. I gave that one a 4 star. And Moxie, I gave a 3.75, rounded up to a 4. So the second one was my favorite. It's by C.M. Stanich? the first two books like that. And then the last book is the top one. And then I read these two. I know I loved them. I gave one 5 and one 6 stars. I'm just trying to remember because it was a while ago that I read them. But I read Snakes and Lovers Part 1 and Part 2 by K.L. Coburn. Let me take these out. Actually, I want to keep those in because I haven't put it in the yet. So I've been putting my tab, like what they mean, on here, and then when I'm done I've been putting it on the actual page. But yeah. So let me remember. Oh, okay, yeah. It's her someone in, I think it's her they're not really half brother and sister, but their mom and dad, his mom married her dad, and then the dad died, and anyways, he was in prison for some reason, not what he did to her, but something else, and he gets out, and he starts trying to like play games with her again, and it's a why choose romance. She meets these guys that want to protect her. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So much fun. I don't remember names, like I said, because it's been a while. I'll tell you. There's Ari, Reed, Leo, Raph, Austin. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I think there's another, I think this is the one I read where there's, in the second book we get another one, so be prepared for that. I'm not going to tell you who the second one is. I think it's the second one, or maybe that was another book. Like I said, it's been a while. Let me see. No, I think that was it. I think it was just those. I think that was another book I was thinking about that had another, yeah, that was something else, sorry. But yeah, they have to protect her from him because he's cray. What he did to her, he likes to like to torture her before he tries to hurt her, and he's just very obsessed with her. Book 1 ends on a cliffhanger, so you're definitely going to want to have book 2 ready for you to read if you read book 1 and you love it. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was nice and dark. I loved all the guys. I thought she was very lucky. I thought it was hot and fun and dark and twisty, and I did not like the guy, of course. Then I read Double Cross by Adara Crocs. I don't even remember what this was about. I gave it 4 stars. Like I said, these were, it was a while ago. It's that purple one looking right there. Purple looking one right there. I don't remember, like I said, what it was about. A lot of these you're going to find I don't remember. Then I read The Things We Find by B.L. Maxwell. Don't remember what it's about. That was 3.5 rounded up to a 4. Then I read Lost Touch, which is the 7th book in the Mismatched Mates by Elliot Grayson. I don't remember what this was about. I know I liked it. It was a lot of fun, I remember. I just don't remember what it was about. I just know I had a lot of fun reading it. This was, like I said, Lost Touch. This was a 4-star. Then I read 3 Ties to Bind, 3 Hearts on the Line, and 3 Souls Who Break. I don't know why something like went ahead of that, but anyways, by it's called the 3 Ties series, and yeah, like I said, the first one was a 5-star, the second one was a 5-star, and the third one was my favorite. I gave it a 6-star. It's, I think all 3 of them are Mel romances. I can't remember, like I said, what they were about. I just know I loved the third one. All 3 guys in here were just like so cute together, and I just thought they had so much chemistry. I thought the other guys had chemistry together as well in the other 2 books, but I just loved the last group's chemistry so much. Like, I was crying for some of these guys. I also read Start a War by Trope? Trot? How do we say it? I only read the first one in that one. It's the second book in a, they're not series, but they intertwine with one another. And I gave that one 5 stars. I'm trying to remember. No, it's the first one. I'm trying to remember what happens in this one. I think her brother gets killed. Gets like right in front of her, or not in front of her. Maybe they're talking and he gets killed, like through the phone. You know, like she's talking to him on the phone, I think. So I'm not really sure about the whole thing. But anyways, she wants to find out who killed him, and it's another why choose. One of them's the best friend or something like that of the guy that died, her brother. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's been a while since I read these, and I read so many books. Those are the first 2, and 3 ties to bind. This is the first. Did I tell you it was called Starting War? I can't remember. It's the first book in the Saint View Psychos. I gave that 5 stars, and like I said, it was from Ellie Trope, or L Trope. Trot? I don't know how you say her last name. Trope. This was the 3rd one by Michelle Dare. 3 ties. Then I read one of my favorite books as well. Sorry about the cover, it got ruined, unfortunately. I love the cover, but it got ruined. I read Divine Rivals with my friend Donna, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. That ending. Be prepared for that ending. Oh my gosh, that ending broke me. I was like, oh my god, it had to end there. Like, why can't the other book be out now? This was so good. This is Romeo, and why do I always forget the girl? I can never hardly remember the girls' names. Not Romeo. Why am I saying Romeo? Roman. I was saying Romeo because I was just talking about that other book. And, what is her name? Iris. And her brother gets sent to, goes off to war, and in the war it's like the 2 gods, and one side picks one side of the gods, and the other, people pick the other side, and then they fight the gods. Anyways, he goes to, he joins willingly, and something happens. She promised her brother that she would stay there, but something happened, so she goes on to become a, because her and Roman are rivals at the newspaper, and yeah, and then he winds up going after her, and so much stuff happens. It's enemies at first to lovers, more like rivals, because like I said, they work for the same paper. Both of them are trying for this one job. Yeah, and then it's the typewriter's there because she's writing letters to her brother, and it gets sent to Roman, and she doesn't know that Roman is getting it. She knows that someone is getting it, and not her brother, but she doesn't know who it is at first. And then, yeah, they go off to, like I said, to the war to fight, and oh my gosh, that ending. Oh, there was a couple of spots in here that I cried. Like, I cried a lot in September, you guys. I read a lot of very emotional books. Like one of these books that I'm going to talk about in a minute, which was my absolute favorite of the month of September, I literally cried. I boo-hooed. It was so sad. But it was also very romantic and fun and tragic and happy, a little bit of everything. But I'll tell you more about that when we get to it. Oh, in case I didn't say, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross was definitely 6 stars. I read The Austin Heir. It's the first book in the Isle of Austin, or Austin, how do you say that, by Michelle Dare as well. I don't remember what this one was about either. I do remember I gave it 4 stars, and I know it was fun, but I just don't remember what it was about. Then I read the first 3 books in the Locked Up Liars series, which is the first one that you should read before the one that I told you about. What was it called? Before Start a War series. You should read these 3. I gave Lock Up Liars, and it's by Ella Trope, of course. Ella Trope, I'm not sure how you say it. And this series is called St. View Prison. You got Locked Up Liars, which I gave 4 stars. I got Solitary Sinners, which I gave 4 stars. And Fatal Felons, I gave 6 stars. Oh my gosh. This one, he gets accused of killing her sister, and he goes to prison, and she don't believe it. So she gets herself a job inside the prison. Yeah, and they're also trying to figure out like who did it. It's a why choose. One of the characters that you meet in this series goes on to the second series, the one that I was just telling you about, which I freaking loved his character. You guys will have so much fun when you meet him if you read these books. Like, he's cray-cray, but he's also cute and sweet, and oh my gosh. I fell in love with him, and then I was like, I have to go and read the story that he starts out in. I loved it. Like, I thought the whole series was cool. Of course, it's another why choose. I'm in a why choose mood, so yeah. So, those are the 3. I'm sorry you can't see the first one very well. I'll make it go up a little bit, but yeah. There you go, that's a little bit better. And then I read this one called Chase Midnight. Again, I don't remember what it was about. It was 3 stars. And it was by M.P. Bates. That's that one. And then I read Exile, which I don't remember what this was about either, but it was a big ass book. I think I gave it either 5. I don't remember if I gave it a 6. I know on here it says 5, but I can't remember if I actually gave it a 6. But just a 5 on here. I don't remember too much about it, what it was about. I just know I thought it was really good. It was a big book. It was like over 600 pages. I can't remember if it was a why choose. Let me see. What? Oh, okay, these are the ones where they have to go to rehab. And he meets this guy at rehab. It's like a camp. And yeah, and he's sent there. This one was it's Mel. It was very sad and dark. There's other ones that are different characters that get sent there. But yeah, this one was really good. I gave this one, like I said, I think I wound up giving it 6 stars. And then my favorite book of the month of September, and probably my favorite book of the whole entire year. Probably my favorite romance book. That's Mel female, of course. My favorite Mel romance ever, of course, everybody knows is Red, White, and Royal Blue. But for Mel female, or straight couples, whatever you want to say, this one is probably my favorite. Like, oh my gosh. This is the story of Noah and Ariana. Is that her name? I'm so bad at remembering names. Is it Ariana? I'm almost positive it's Ariana. Yeah, Ariana. So she has, this is by, of course, Megan Brandy. Of course, like I said, this is 6 stars. Say You Swear. I mean, oh my gosh, Noah. Oh gosh, you guys. This book, it had a chokehold on my emotion. One minute I was laughing, one minute I was crying, then I was laughing again, then I was crying and crying and crying, and then I had happy tears at the end. Noah and Ariana go on a journey in this book. Like a journey. It was so crazy, especially what happened Noah has to endure. Like, oh my gosh. Like, literally tears. Like, I want to reread it right now, but at the same time, I don't want to ever read it again because that's how it is. Like, it's so good, but it's also so sad. It just puts you through the ringer. Like, she thinks she has a thing for this guy. It's like her brother's best friend. And she thinks she's so in love with him. And then she meets Noah. Of course, nothing happens right away because he knows that she is really into whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. But he knows that that she really wants to be with him. So he doesn't want to do anything until he knows for sure that he is out of her life. You know, that she doesn't want anything to do with him anymore besides, well, not out of her life, but, you know, out of her, like, you know, that she don't have feelings for the guy anymore. So it starts out as them being just friends, and till it leads to so much more. Like this book, just, oh my gosh. It was just so freaking emotional. I talked about it. My friend Clint got it. He freaking loved it. Yeah. It was just so great. If I could give it 50 million stars, it would get 50 million stars. I mean, it was so good. This was definitely my favorite book of the month. And I had a lot of good books. Like, I freaking loved a lot of these books. A lot of these books were like, I can't believe that I loved them so much. And I don't know how I'm going to choose my absolute favorite books of the year with all of these good books. Like, almost everything. I mean, like, what? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, 6 of these are going to be hard to decide if they're going to be in my top 15, whatever I do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going to pick. But this one is definitely going to be there, and don't be surprised unless something shocking happens. Don't be surprised if this isn't my at least favorite romance of the year. Oh. And if you're not liking it at the beginning, keep going a little bit. At least go until they start, like, I don't remember exactly when they start liking each other, like more than just friends. But once they love each other, once they start like falling for each other, it's very slow burn, like I said, because he doesn't want to do anything until he knows that she's over the other guy and doesn't want a relationship. And then, like I said, so much stuff happens. You will laugh, you will cry, you'll be like wanting to like hit a certain person, and you would be wanting to hit the author. No, I'm joking. But you'll be wanting to say, why did you do this to me, Megan Brandy? Yes. Okay. I think we have 2 more. And both were ebooks, and one was a 3 and one was a 4. So the 3-star was There's a Monster in the Woods. It's 0.5 in the Spooky Boys series by Faye Quinn. This is a Mel monster romance. That's all I can tell you. I don't remember. I'm not going to tell you anything else because it was short. But that's that one with the antlers. 3 stars. And The Devil Takes, which is book 1 in the Given series. Or The Devil Takes What's a... Wait a minute. No, it's the first book in The Devil Takes What's Willingly Given series. And the first book is called The Devil Takes. It was 4 stars. It was a Mel romance. It was devil. He was a devil. The other guy is human, of course, and it's their romance. It was fun. It was also by Faye Quinn. And I definitely want to read more in the Devil Takes What's Willing, whatever. So I definitely want to continue on because it was a lot of fun. I probably would continue on with the Spooky Boys too, even though it was only a 3-star, but it was short. And it was fun. It gave me what I wanted when I read it. I just wanted something quick and easy, you know, because I was feeling slumpy, like I didn't know if I was going to like anything after Say You Swear, and I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to read this right now, because happen if I have you know, it doesn't live up to, you know, what I want after reading Say You Swear. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to find some fun ones. And I wanted to read some monsters and Mel romances. So that's what I did. And both of them gave me what I wanted. Plus, I've been curious about Faye Quinn for a while. And I'll definitely continue on with her book. So yeah. Oh, that was the 30 books I read in September. Oh my gosh. I just really love September. Like, oh my gosh, you guys. It was just a fun, awesome month. It wasn't my best month. I don't remember what month that was. But it was pretty high up there. I had a lot of laughs, cries. I had a couple of ones that were just, but they gave me what I wanted at the time. That I wanted it. What I wanted at the time, they gave it to me. Whatever you want to say. And it was just a fun time. I laughed, cried, wanted to throw the books across the room, wanted to buy some of the books that were just off my Kindle. I did like a, if you saw the video, I did like, is Kindle, free Kindle day worth the hype or worth it, whatever you want to say. Which I read the the first book in that second series with the prison series one. Yeah. And like I said, it was really good. I loved it. It was my favorite book of that month, of that video. So, all right, that is it. Let me know down below. Yeah, 12 minutes. So let me know down below what you guys read, or how many books you read in September. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? And at least one book that you're going to be reading this month. And you guys know the drill. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you'll know whenever a video is up for your viewing pleasure. And until next time, happy readings. Thanks for being awesome. And I will catch you later.